The former Liverpool boss, Jurgen Klopp, has been appointed head coach of the German national side. The team were knocked out of the World Cup by Paraguay in the last 32 earlier this month. Klopp's task will be to lead the national team into a new era after that disappointing World Cup campaign. As we mentioned, knocked out by Paraguay, extending their run of poor World Cup performances following group stage exits in 2018 and 2022. Responding to the announcement, Klopp said it was the high point of his career, his life, his professional life. He said, "I will give it everything I have," and added the national team brings us Germans together like almost nothing else can. So what can Klopp do for the team? I've been speaking to football journalist Raphael Honigstein.
What he has to do is inject a sense of energy and dynamism and purpose back into this side. I think Germans are aware that we at the moment don't have an Mbappe or an Haaland or even a Harry Kane. We don't have a superstar as such, but collectively we should be doing better. We have star players that play in the Premier League, that play in Spain, that play for Bayern Munich, and they never really looked like a side happy with what they're doing, necessarily knowing what they're doing. There was a lack of cohesion, a lack of structure, and all these things combined with an ability to bring people together and to create a sense of forward dynamic is exactly what Klopp is tasked to do, and he has to do it if the sentiment is going to change in time for the Euros.
And is there a good feeling around him? You know, is Germany excited about his appointment?
I would say, generally speaking, yes. When he left Liverpool, he signed up to be the global head of soccer for the Red Bull Group, which didn't go down well with traditionalists in Germany. They're seen as a bit of an outlier and not really a proper football side. So one or two football romantics were disappointed. But now that he's returned back to the fold and will be the national managers for 82 national team managers at home, I think there's every opportunity to recreate that bit of a love affair that did exist, certainly during his Liverpool time, where the whole of Germany, by and large, looked up to him and felt that this was a real great representative of German football. Now he has to do it at the highest level with a team that is somewhat demoralized and in need of a refresh, but you can't really think of many better placed coaches than Jurgen Klopp to provide just that.
It was interesting, wasn't it, that he drew a very firm red line during this news conference, though, with the media. He said if they invaded his family's privacy, he would quit.
He was very aggressive. He spoke to the media throughout directly at his first press conference today. He warned them of not being too aggressive and not being stupid with their questioning, and appealed to a sort of common purpose. Now, it's not the role of media and journalists to be cheerleaders. He knows that, but he does want them to be playing their role, as it will, to provide a bit of patience and maybe some sense of optimism if it is warranted, if it, of course, has the spark from the team to create that sense of common purpose. And, you know, he's a manager at Liverpool and Dortmund and Mainz before who always understood the role of the crowd and, if you will, the wider area, the cities that he worked in when it comes to helping teams perform. Now it's a whole country that he needs to get behind the team. But because he has that ability to bring people together and motivate people, I think he's in a very good position to do just that.